So you probably take a look at this question and start to think, help. Right, firstly, take a step back. Again, lots of diagrams suddenly. But take a step back, put on pause, read the question through very carefully, then press play again once you're ready to start. So, don't panic. If you actually look, the method you need to follow has actually been shown. If you follow the flowchart they're giving you here, the question will just answer itself. So, maximum heart rate BPM is 192 beats per minute. As the box says, we multiply that by 15. We divide that by the resting heart rate, which is 50. Hit equals, and that gives us the fitness value. Just follow the chart with the figures they've given you, and the answer presents itself. And the answer is straight there, 57.6. So the answer is yes, with a fitness value of 57.6. Just follow the flow chart, follow the figures, and the question answers itself. Again, put yourself on pause, read the question, and when you're ready to resume, press play. Right, remember what we were talking about earlier in regards to minutes and the seconds one earlier on? It was alright to keep it going, use the calculator it was, because it was tenths of seconds. In this case, we have to approach it differently, and remember there are 60 minutes in an hour. Remember, if you do try to divide hours on a calculator, it will come up 0.5, which is not the correct answer. So, here we go. Between 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. there are 2 hours 30 minutes. So, each hour is worth 60 minutes. 60 plus 60 gives us our 2 hours, plus the 30 gives us 1 hour 50 minutes. Questions like this, you can start seeing parts of it all in minutes. The best thing is to break it down to 1 unit measurement, 1 unit of time, which in this case is going to be minutes. The match playing time, 1.5 hours, is 60 minutes plus 30 minutes, which gives you 90. Now all this question is regarding about adding up and following the times given. So what we're looking at is now, we add all the times up, which we know is our 90 minutes, plus 15, plus 10, plus 20, plus 23 minutes gives us 160 minutes. There are only 150 minutes between 5:30 p.m. and 8 p.m. So the answer is no. Gentleman in this particular question will not arrive home in time. So you'll be 10 minutes late, or he has to reorganise something else within his day. But keep your response simple. The answer is no. Mikhail will home at 8:10 p.m. What I would like you to do first with this particular question is actually read it in detail. So put the video on pause and read the question through very, very carefully and take note of things like tree houses, the measurements, the tins of paint, 5 litres, and what the paint actually covers. So put yourself on pause. Okay, so we're back again. So, using that word so again, you need to work out the area of each treehouse roof, which is area. 3 metres times 4 metres gives us 12 metres squared. We have 8 treehouse roofs. 12 metres times 8 gives us 96 metres squared. That's the total area to be painted. 9 tins of paint hold 5 litres of paint, which gives us a total of 45 litres of paint. We then times that by 2, which gives us our 90 metres squared. Because bear in mind, 1 litre of paint covers 2 metres squared, so we need to times that by 2. That gives us a 90 metres squared. It means only 90 metres squared can be painted, so the answer is no. There's only enough paint for 90 metres, which is 6 metres short. Okay, so again, this question you might want to put on pause, take screenshots of, take photographs of, whichever type of device you're using, and have a read through. This one does look a little bit more tricky. You've got to do a bit of drawing, but take it a step back. You have your measurements here in terms of what grid represents and so on and so forth. So essentially what you're doing is you're copying the picture on the left and putting it onto the grid on the right. So again, have a little read through, put on pause briefly, and then press play when ready to go. So you've now read the question. Just make sure that obviously 1 box equals 1 metre. So you already know that your posts are going to be 11 metres by looking at the diagram. Make sure you put the arrows in depicting the measurements, the heights, the widths, the so on and so forth. Make sure you correctly indicate what is post A, what is post B, and what is the wire. Okay. This isn't a scale drawing. The scale drawing is going to follow in a moment. But again, that's nothing to be worried about. So again, have a little digest quietly and read this one through. So this is exactly the same drawing, but I've now had to put it into scale because this is what it would be in the actual exam paper. Because you actually have to do some measuring here, so you need to have a ruler to hand. So Kurt uses a diagram to help work out the total amount of wire needed. He needs an extra 6 meters of wire to be able to attach it to the both posts securely. Kurt thinks 20 meters of wire will be enough to go between the two posts and attach it securely. Is 20 meters of wire going to be enough? Remember to measure your diagram accurately. So this would be exact diagram. So what we need to do is measure the wire. Now this is the important part, because with it being an exact diagram, the wire would actually be 13.2 centimeters long, which we know will be 13.2 meters long. You then add that to the 6 meters he actually wants for something else. Add that minus 19.2 gives us 0.8 meters left over. So the answer is yes. He has plenty of wire. Again, this is one. Take your time. Go and have a look at it. Have a digest quietly in your own time, and I can guarantee you it will become clear. And we come finally to the final question on this paper, or final two anyway. So it's split into two parts. You can see here we have a tally chart. We have some sums the other side. So with this one, Jane works the park. Visitors have been voting for their favourite place in the park. And Jane has started to record the votes on the tally chart, and we have those down below. If we looked at the bottom of the page, 4 votes to the Tree Drop Trail, 3 votes to the Segway, Forest Trek, 2 votes to the Hall of Nets. Now, you would actually draw the tallies onto this, which is a bit difficult to do with the computer. And then make sure everything's added together and you get the totals like I have done in this right hand column. 32 for Treetop, 25 for Segway, and 26 for Hall of Nets. Now we come to the maths part. The normal price for a ticket to the park is £12. There is a discount for the groups. A group of 10 people will save 1/5 of or a fifth of the normal price. Jane thinks a group of 10 people will save £25 in total. Will a group of 10 people save £25 in total? Show a cheque for your working. Use the box below. So what you need to do first is find a fifth of 12. Well, to do that, you divide 12 by 5, which gives you a fifth. Times that by 10 people, and there's your answer, £24. Therefore, the answer is no, only £24 is saved. Now, we've got to think about here as well. For example, if we had to find a sixth or a seventh or an eighth of £12, you do exactly the same. 12 divided by the number, which is the bottom number here on the fraction. So that would have been 12 divided by 6, 7 or 8, for example. If we had to find 2/5 of 12, we'd find exactly the same principle. We'd find the 1/5, which is £2.40, and then to find the 2/5, we just do £2.40 times 2, which gives that 2/5, which we could then take where we ever need to go. Okay, so that's just a very simple way of finding out a fraction of something is divided by the total amount, or for example, the fifth here. Again, they like the double checks. How have you got your check? So what we've done is just reversed everything. 24 divided by 10 equals £2.40 times 5 gives us that £12. So again, what I suggest you do, take a screenshot, take a photo, depending on what device you're using, press on pause, and sit down just quietly and look at how the question's been formulated and put forward. So that's the end of this level 1 paper. I hope it's been of use to you, and please feel free to look through some more that will be put up shortly if they're not there already.